We're up and running. Good to see you, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. It's Brooks's Bass Corner from London town in the UK, 8 o'clock Tuesday evening. This is live chat 69. This is actually the last live chat for probably a significant amount of time. So come on in. Welcome to the chat. If you want to talk about bass guitars, bass amplifiers, bass effect pedals, great bass players, gig bags, strings, cleaning materials, if your gear's not working or you want to ask me something about basses, gigs, effect pedals, how to set a pedal board up, this is the right place, so come on in. Good to see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hope life is treating you well. Hope your bass playing's going great, of course. So we're less than a week before Christmas, so it's all a bit hectic here in the UK, but we soldier on, of course. And I hope you're all safe and well out there. I've got my my wingman here again, Mr. Charlie Chi. He's yeah, there's no flies on him out there. He knows exactly what he's doing, doesn't he? So yeah, you throw me a curveball, Charlie. But yeah, so here we are, live chat number 69. As I say, this will be the last live chat for a while. No other reason other than we've kind of done loads this year, loads of live chats, about 49 I think, even though we took a break in the summer. And actually it's probably not that many, is it? It's not 49 at all. What am I talking about? Talking rubbish, Michael. Just bear with me a moment. I'll tell you exactly how many live chats we've done, and this doesn't include the impromptu live chats from when we've been on gigs. So the last one of 2022 was, he says, I didn't prepare this bit. The last one of 2022 was live chat 30. So yeah, we've done 39, not 49, idiot. And obviously we had the summer off, so we've been going every week doing one of these live chats since the start of September. So thank you very much to all of you who've been attending every week. Those of you who kind of come in and drop out of the chat, that's all welcome as well. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I've got 6 today, had 5 yesterday. Subscriber numbers are on the up, which is all great. So thank you very much. If you're a new subscriber to the channel, thank you. It really does help the channel, helps to keep the algorithm wheels turning. It's all good. Thank you to all of you for all the comments, the likes, the shares, getting involved in the videos, getting involved in the social media. All those of you who've bought merchandise throughout the year, generally just supporting me and the channel. I can't say thank you enough, because without you, the channel doesn't survive. It's just me slinging videos up on YouTube and see what happens. But for those of you who keep coming back, returning viewers, returning live chatters, thank you. I really have appreciated it this year. Thank you all for all the support and the words of encouragement, keeping it all going. So thank you very much for all that. So where are we tonight? As I say, last live chat for a while. So if there's anything you want to ask, any comments, any questions, anything you want to ask about the channel, anything bass related, of course, we'll have all the regulars here. We'll be turning up. Stacey from North Carolina's there. Good to see you. Visog, evening all. Pulsar as well. Hello. Well, thank you for joining in. So I won't do the whole YouTube education on a live chat, but we'll quickly rattle through the preamble. So this is the video window. If you're on the mobile app, the live chat window is directly below. If you're on the desktop version, the live chat window is there. You basically see an area where people are posting messages. Put your cursor or your mouse pointer or whatever you want to call it in that live chat window, type your comment or your question, press send, and it pops up here on my live chat window. Once I see it, I can reply to it and respond to it. If you've got any questions about bass tech, or something I don't know, if I can help, I will. If I don't know the answer, I'll open it up to the rest of the guys here on the live chat, and between one of us we will find out the answer for you. So in the live chat window at the bottom, you've got the emoji icon. Feel free to give that an absolute pummeling. That really helps the YouTube algorithm. It shows the algorithm you're getting involved in the live chat. Next to that, you'll see a dollar symbol. That's called Super Chat. That allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel if you wish to do so. You don't have to. All the videos are free to watch. You can delve into the channel and check out the reviews and interviews, feature videos, anything you want. It's all there. It's all free. But if you find something that's useful, or you find some information that you think, I needed to know that, great. Then feel free to use the Super Chat button and contribute to the channel. But as I say, you don't have to. The channel is monetized, so every video also has the Super Thanks facility, and that's found underneath the video window in the row of icons underneath. So you'll see a thumbs up and a thumbs down. We love the thumbs up. We don't like the thumbs down, but if you're going to give the video a thumbs down, then please leave a comment. Let me know what you don't enjoy or what you don't like about the video. You'll also find a share arrow, so you can share this video out to email, social media, websites, what have you. There's a save button. There's the shop button that allows you to buy Brooks's Bass Corner merchandise directly through the channel here. And then you'll find the love heart with the dollar symbol in, and that's called Super Thanks. That works exactly the same way as Super Chat here on the live chats. It just allows you to make a contribution to the channel if you wish to do so. Again, if you enjoy a particular video or enjoy what the channel's doing and you want to say thank you, then feel free to make a financial donation if you wish. But again, you don't have to do that. So back to the thumbs up and the thumbs down. If you aren't already a subscriber to the channel, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying the video, because that really helps the video, helps the channel. And also hit the notification bell, because that's going to give you notifications either when we do a live chat, which if I don't do any for a while is a bit irrelevant, but you'll get notifications if there's an impromptu live chat. So if I'm out on a gig, or perhaps I bump into a bass celeb, or we're doing an interview and we want to go live for whatever reason, you'll get a notification that that's happening. It will also give you a notification whenever I post new content up, and it will also give you a notification if I post in the community tab here on the YouTube channel. So, and why would you want that? Well, basically the community tab is YouTube's version of social media. So I try to post up there fairly regularly. I go through periods where we might do a post a day. Some days it might be 2 or 3 posts if I've got relevant information that I want to share with you. Sometimes there might be a few gaps between posts, but the community tab is where that's happening. So yeah, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Please give the video a thumbs up. Underneath that, you're going to find the description box for the video. In there, you'll find merchandise links for the UK and European merchandise store and the US and worldwide store. So there's 2 stores, UK and Europe, US and worldwide. There's loads of items in there. There's about 170 pieces of merchandise. There's about 15 designs. Obviously, I'm wearing a long sleeve t-shirt here with the Brooks's Bass Corner logo on. Caps, hoodies, t-shirts, sweatshirts, jogging bottoms, socks, stuff for dogs, kids stuff, teenager stuff, women's t-shirts, men's t-shirts. I mean, just there's so much stuff, I can't go through it all. Those of you who've bought merchandise this year, thank you very much. That's really helped the channel along mightily, I have to say. So thank you for that. Kev Matt, good to see you. Steffi, hello there. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for all your likes today on this, the Instagram posts and the Facebook posts. Thank you for that. So there's the merchandise links in the description box. Underneath that, you'll find the affiliate sales links. So there's links there for Amazon.co.uk and Amazon.com. Gear for Music, Thomann and ANDERTONS. So if you've got any bass related purchases, literally follow those affiliate links, find the item you're looking for, add it to your basket, go through with the transaction. And once you do that, Brooks's Bass Corner will earn a very small, I mean really small, affiliate commission, but lots of small affiliate commissions add up to a big affiliate commission, and it really helps the channel along with the merchandise. Underneath that, you're going to find social media links, and you will find Brooks's Bass Corner on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, Be Real, Reddit, Quora, Discord, TikTok, Threads, and coming up on the number 10 at the top of this live chat, you're going to see the link for the new WhatsApp group. So it's actually called a WhatsApp channel, which I've been trying to do for ages, but WhatsApp on Android has only just become live over the past week or so. So there is now a WhatsApp channel. So if you want to keep up with what we're doing here on the channel and you use WhatsApp a lot, everything that I put up on the other social media channels, as much as I can, will also be featured on the WhatsApp channel. So if WhatsApp is your kind of, how can I put it, your means of communication, and that's what you prefer, then feel free to follow the channel on there. And I'll be posting up on there as regularly as I possibly can. There we go. So, good to see you all. Thank you for joining in. So, what bass news have we got? So, obviously, NAMM's coming up in January. I've got loads and loads of new content coming up for you. So, quite a bit of it's going to appear between now and Christmas. Be a new video up tomorrow, which will be, gigs 60 to 64 in the bass string experiment series. We're going to finish that series off before Christmas. So between now and Christmas, well, Christmas Eve, that series is going to complete. So keep watching the channel. Those videos will be up. We've got the bass reviews, bass demos. Some of you will have seen the photos I posted last week. I had a clutch of basses here from Anaconda Basses here in the UK. So done the reviews, done the demos, got all the footage. That is all going to be going live once we get past New Year's Day. So through the month of January, you're going to see those videos and demos, those reviews. And I know Andrew from Anaconda is going to NAMM. So the idea is that content is going to be up and live before he goes there. So I'm not sure how many instruments he's taking with him, but it means if he bumps into someone, he can say, look, there's a whole load of new reviews and demos on Mike's channel. So those will be popping up. Great basses, I have to say. The four that I had here really show the breadth of what Anaconda are doing at the moment. And I had two Essence models, a 4-string and a 5-string, which were outstanding. And then there was an Ultra Elite and a Constrictor bass. So one bolt, I think, actually no, they were all Boltons. Absolutely all of them were Boltons. But just amazing, really good, on top of his game at the moment. So you'll see all those. Last week I had 3 gigs. So I had 2 Platinum ABBA tribute gigs on the Wednesday and Thursday, which were out at the Wild Theatre in Bracknell here in the UK. And then Saturday we had the last Uncle Funk show of the year, which was great. That was a private corporate party in Harlow, and we had an absolute blast. So that was great. So now we don't have anything, I think, till January. And but summer's looking good. Plenty of festival bookings already in, which is great. And for me, I've got no other gigs now apart from one on Boxing Day with a Queen tribute at Butlins in Bognor, and that'll be my last gig of the year. So no New Year's Eve at the moment and nothing else. So if any of you need a bass step, or you know any bands out there looking for a bass step over the next week or so, I am free. I am available. So people can message me via live chat here on the YouTube channel, any of the social media platforms. If you need a deck bass player, if COVID suddenly runs amok over the next couple of weeks, and who knows, it could happen, I'm here, ready for bass duties. So all good. And that is kind of a roundup of what we've got. So this week for me at the moment, there's no gigs coming for the weekend, is pretty much YouTube all week. So as I say, there'll be a load of new content going up. So the priorities, get the bass string series wrapped up and complete. Then there'll be some new shorts, loads of reviews, loads of demos. Got the office behind me, the where I do all the filming, is all nice, neat and tidy pretty much. What you can see over my shoulder is actually, I should have moved that, but time didn't allow. You see something over the top of that rack. It's a sheet of backdrop paper, same as the grey that you see, and I use that for filming backdrop when I'm doing pedal reviews. So there's going to be loads of pedal reviews, so I've kind of got everything ready to go. So over the next couple of days, there's going to be loads coming your way. New cameras coming out as well. We're going to start having more B-roll in the video, so it's all good. It's all good. Been working on a load of thumbnails today, and yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're ready to fly. Get Christmas out of the way, and the content is going to roll. So I hope you're all ready. Strap yourselves in. There's going to be plenty coming up over the tail end of December and throughout January, February, and March. So get ready, gang. So there we go. So good to see you all here on live chat number 69. Any new purchases? Anyone bought anything this week? Anyone? Martin, good to see you all the way from Dublin in Ireland. Anyone bought anything new? Anyone bought anything that they know they're going to be getting as a present for Christmas? Anyone got their eyes on anything for the sales? I think we all kind of went nuts on Black Friday, but I've seen a few things online that if the sales at bass and music instrument stores continue once we get through Christmas, there's going to be loads of stuff from Boxing Day onwards. So I will keep you all posted. I've said last week that if there is a lot of good stuff in the sales this year, I'll do another live chat like I did for Black Friday, where we round it all up, and I'll post all the links in the description box. And if you guys want to come along for the ride and help me out and find the bargains, then we can go for it. Absolutely. How's Martin in Dublin this week? Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Anyway, cheers everyone. Thank you for a fabulous year. Well done all of those of you who have been coming back to the live chats week on week on week. I couldn't do it without you. Truly. Charlie, don't fall out of that bed. Whatever you do, please don't. Here we are. You're comfy. Charlie wishes you all a very Merry Christmas, of course. There you go. Well done, Current Bum. Well done. Yeah. That's the crew. They're all out there. So he's having a very lazy pre-Christmas at the moment. Martin, getting ready for the holidays. Looking forward to a break. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be getting that much of a break. My break is kind of this week, now that I've done all my Christmas shopping and stuff. Just got a bit of wrapping to do. Get the string videos done. Got to take this little one to Fitzpatrick Referrals down near Guildford on Thursday for his final hydro session. And then it kind of is feet up, but I'm going to be doing YouTube stuff. Loads of things I've got to catch up on. And lots of little jobs on the back end of the videos that I need to do. For example, back in 2020, when I'd just been going for a couple of months, I started doing the subtitles for the videos, and I got literally up to the end of the videos that I'd done at that point. That was October 2020. I haven't done subtitles for any videos since, and that is a job that is on my list that needs to be done. So I'll be cracking on with that. Stacey saying hello to Martin. Very good. So yeah, subtitles. I need to do some new thumbnails for a selection of videos. And what else was there? I need to go back through the description stuff. There's loads of stuff on the back end of a video when you watch it here on YouTube that us as creators, we have to fill loads of stuff in and tags, and there's like loads of options we have to select and click and put information in. And I try my hardest to stay on top of that, but as time progresses, you have to modify some of those things to keep those videos relevant and to keep them appearing in YouTube search and Google search. And through the year, generally, there isn't the time to do it. It's very hard to keep on top of it. So, and because I'm a one-man band, it's even harder. So while I've got some time now, sort of leading up to Christmas and after Christmas, and January, which was a combination of January and generally. We'll go for that again. Cut that bit. We'll do it again. Through January, generally, it's very quiet. So I'm going to get all of this sort of back end work done while I have the time, and hopefully come out sort of in January with all of that work done. I can take it off my list that I've got here. So yeah, there we go. There we go. Steffi, gosh, what am I going to do till Brooks's Bass Corner comes back online in February? I'm going to be so bored on Tuesday nights. Well, Steffi, we might not be back in February. It might be a bit longer. It might be considerably longer. I will play it by ear as I'm getting the work done. We'll just see. We'll just see. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do and get up and working on the channel. It just takes time. And although the live chats only take a couple of hours, you know, there's other stuff involved. There's all the thumbnail stuff. There's the promotion on social media. It takes so much time. At the moment, the live chats, I'm just going to put the handbrake on for a while. We'll see. May come back in February. It might be a bit after that. We'll see. But I've got so much to catch up on. Video reviews for basses, amps, cabinets, pedals, the cleaning stuff, the stuff I use in the workshop. I want to get a whole raft of new workshop videos up and running. But it's the demos and the reviews. Because to be fair, I haven't done a single bass review in 2.5 years. Actually, since before we came out of lockdown in 2021. And I've got to get on it. I've got a whole load of basses here and a big long list of what I need to get done. So that is going to be taking the priority as we go into 2024. But it'll be fine. We'll come back at some point. And there will be impromptu live chats where I just go for it when I've got the time to just go bang, right, we're doing an impromptu live chat. So again, that's the reason to make sure you have the subscribe button hit and the notification bell, because that is how you will know that an impromptu live chat is taking place. There's also some stuff I need to do on Instagram, which I haven't been doing and haven't done actually since the channel started. So there's a possibility, and I've got to learn all this before we start it, of doing well, I guess it is kind of a live chat, but we're going to do a Monday morning Brooks's coffee morning on Mondays, and I'm hoping to entice a few bass players that I know here in the UK and London to sort of come on and chat about their weekends, how their gigging weekends went. So I'm going to look into whether that's feasible, whether it's even something worth doing. I don't know at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see. But this is the daft thing. We have the social media across 10 platforms, and I just don't make the full use of it. Everything kind of funnels through here to the YouTube channel. And I think I need to branch Brooks's Bass Corner out a bit so that there's more going on across all those platforms. And don't forget to get Neil back online here. That's already been mooted. Just waiting for him to let me know when he's free to do it. We will see. We will see. And I want to get more sort of bass celeb interviews going on here as well, live, not necessarily the pre-recorded stuff, so that you guys can interface with them as well, rather than it just be me funneling a load of questions at them. You guys will have your own take on certain bass playing professionals, and we'll give you guys the opportunity to have a chat with them, you know. So we will see. But there's lots of good stuff coming up. Just make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you got the notification bell. Got all notifications selected. And you'll see and hear everything that we're going to do. Yeah, here we go. You're going to do a happy dance when he's back. Miss him. Now I said it. Ha! I'll tell him. I'll let him know. I will let him know. I know he's been very busy since he's been back. And I think he's going to be quite busy next year, judging on the stuff I'm seeing on social media channels regarding the things he does. So we'll see. We will see. So yeah, so here we are. Live Chat 69 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. So yeah, so how's everyone been gigging? How your gigs been going? I had a couple of crackers last week, although I have to say, the first one we did in Bracknell last Wednesday was bizarre. If you were a member of the audience, I don't know what was in your drinks, because it was really, really subdued. Everyone was kind of flat, and interaction was kind of minimal, and it was strange. It was tangible. We came off in the break and just looked at each other and went, what the hell is going on with the audience? Couldn't put a finger on it. We didn't know what was going on. Second set didn't really improve much. The following night, at the same venue, same show, same songs, came on with all of our energy and bluster, and the place was just erupting. It was amazing. Totally fresh audience, as far as I'm aware. There may have been a few people that had seen us the night before. And it was just totally different. Totally different. So thank you if you came to the show on the Thursday. It made our night, because the night before had been so strange, and I've rarely seen a theatre crowd like that. Certainly when doing ABBA, normally it's sort of a bit of a party atmosphere, but it most definitely wasn't last week on the Wednesday. It was on the Thursday, but certainly not on the Wednesday. But thankfully Thursday made up for Wednesday, and we had an absolute blast. So, and they were at it from the very first song, whole way through the show. It was great, really good. Stacey, that's one of those night and day different situations. It was totally, and we were flummoxed. We were like, is it something we're doing? Are we not, are we not conveying the energy? Are we not sort of getting their attention? But they were all just sat there like that. And I don't know if people were a little worn out from work or Christmas shopping, or I just don't know. I don't know. It was one of the bizarrest gigs I've ever done, because it didn't matter what we did, and we were ramping it up, and it was just, no, they just weren't having it. But like I say, second night, totally different, completely different. From the moment we started, they were, well, the ones further at the back got up, and I think they kind of all had an agreement they were going to get up and dance. Thankfully, I weren't blocking anyone's view, but people were clapping along, singing along, and doing everything you want them to do. And yeah, it was great. It was great. Martin, blame the sound guy. Well, there is a degree of that. We had a guy that we'd never used before, and we did have a few people feedback to us that the sound wasn't, I don't want to say full on, because you don't want full on sound necessarily in a ABBA theatre show, because the age groups, the older ones, don't want it in their face, if you get what I mean. And there were, well, I knew on my in-ear monitors that he had gates on all the drums. It was a weird mix, and it sounded like he had compressors on a lot of stuff. Well, when we got the sound check on Thursday, we said to him, you can take all that stuff away, just do the sound properly. Take the gates off, take the compression off that doesn't need to be there. We're not poleaxing as a band, it's not Iron Maiden. And Thursday's sound seemed to be a whole lot better. I know in my ears it sounded a lot better. It felt like the bass had a cushion over it. Not that it was muffled, it was just like there was no dynamic to it. Thursday there was. And actually on my in-ear mix, he'd taken, well, at sound check, I said to him, I can't hear any top end. If I pluck a string, there's nothing there. What are you doing to the sound? And he was like, oh, no, nothing. No, it's just it is. I said, have you got a compressor on? No. I said, have you got a gate on it? No. I said, all right. Have you got any filters on it? Oh, yeah, I've put a low pass filter. I said, well, if you put a low pass filter on bass, all you're going to get is bottom end. You're going to get very little mids. You're going to get no top end clarity. What are you doing? I said, you can take that off. And you can take it off what's going out front as well, please. If I'm slapping on a couple, because there was some slap on a couple of songs in that ABBA set, I want people to hear it and feel it. I don't want it just being I want top end clatter. Yeah. So he was told, and he learned his lesson, I think. So yeah, there was a degree of sound man nonsense going on, but anyway, got to the bottom of that on Thursday's sound check, and as I say, Thursday night was blasting, literally. So all good, all good. So next one for me, as I say, at the moment is Queen tribute at Butlins in Bognor on Boxing Day. 8 o'clock is the witching hour, and I think we're doing a 1 hour set straight through. That's it. Go down there, do an hour, come home again. So it should be good. Should be good. Looking forward to it. I haven't done a Queen gig since start of November, I think. Let me just check my diary. I think it was November. Start of November. Nope. 11th of November. I was in Xmas. That was the last Queen show I did. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be 6.5 weeks. Got a little bit of Queen revision to do this week, which is no bad thing. I'll get the precision up and running tomorrow, and we'll have a run through. Probably have a run through every other day between now and then. So it's going to be all your platinum coated hits for that show, which is all good. So yeah, looking forward to that. And I've got quite a few actually in the early part of 2024. Got a couple of Queen shows through January, February. I don't think there's any in March yet. Let's have a look. 1, Worcester Theatre. So if you're over that way, I will be there on Friday the 15th of March. Let's see what other dates I've got. I'm doing a different Queen tribute in North Wales on the 27th of January. Got a ABBA tribute gig in Bridgewater Theatre on the 2nd of Feb. Got Queen tribute on Hayling Island, which could be one of the holiday camps there down the south coast near Portsmouth. That's on Saturday 3rd of Feb. Got another Queen show on the 10th of February, but I don't know where that one is, which is really handy, of course. Got another Queen show in Hassocks, which is on the way down to Brighton on the 16th of Feb. So yeah, seems to be quite a few Queen shows at the moment, which is all good. So yeah, there we go. Busy. Martin, bass was too low in the mix, obviously, for that ABBA show. Yes, clearly. It was nice though. I had one of my Aguilar rigs with me. I had the AG 700 SL212. Had the wireless setup, pedals, in-ears, could go anywhere I liked on the stage. Oh, we had all sorts of technological failures on Wednesday as well. So as well as the audience not really being up to scratch, we had the wireless frequency gremlins in. So I've got to change my wireless over to 5 gigahertz. Meant to do it before. I know we've had this discussion on the live chat before when it happened to me last December. I didn't do it, did I? Anyway, I got caught out last Wednesday. So came on for the first song, started playing. 2/3 of the way through the song, all the bass signal went. I looked round at the receiver and the reception's going up, down, up, down, up, down. So there was either another piece of equipment in that theatre or someone's Wi-Fi on their phone or tablet or whatever was completely mucking up my my bass wireless signal. So we dealt with that. So that was interesting, actually, for those who've never been in this position. So I had the bass on wireless that would go to the receiver, cable out of the receiver to the pedal board, back out of the pedal board into the amp. Transmitter receiver went down. I quickly, at the end of the first song into the second song, pulled the cable, had to mute the amp, pull the cable that was coming out of the pedal board into the amp, and took one of those jacks and put it into the tuner on the pedal board, the other one connected to my bass. At the end of that song, I realized this cable wasn't very long, and by the fourth song I've got to be able to get to the center of the stage at the front. Suddenly realized that cable ain't long enough. You're gonna have to patch this again. To wait to the end of the third song, which had a silent, not silent, but a dropout, so I wasn't playing, and I had to reach around the back of the wireless rack, take the cable out, plug that into my bass, and put the other end directly into the amp. I was bypassing my pedals, my tuner, everything, just to make sure I had a working signal and that I could get to the front center of the stage. I did it. It was a little hairy, because in your brain you're trying to play and sing and look like you're just doing the show normally, and your head's going, what cable is plugged into what? It's all a mishmash. I don't know. What am I going to do here? And before the show I thought, just put a spare cable down by your stand, just in case the wireless went. It went. There was nothing wrong with the cables. I just had to think, right, which one is plugged into what? And I was trying to include the pedal board in the patching. And then I just thought, forget your pedal board until half time, which was fine. I kept the bass in tune. That's cool. Signal was coming through the amp. Great. When we got to the break, I went and put a hoodie on. People could still see my white lycra trousers, but they couldn't see the top, and I'd taken the wig off. Came out and tried to set it all back up. Forget the wireless, that's not happening. So I went bass to pedal board to amp. It was working. I came out for second set and it wasn't working, and I'm like, I don't know what is going on here. Technology is not working. So I literally went, maybe one of the jacks had come out partially on one of the pedals or something. So I ended up just going bass to tuner to amp, and that was it. Thursday, I set up how I wanted it to be the night before, and it all worked perfectly. So there you go. Joys of being a live musician. It's all live, friends. It's not pre-recorded. But not to worry, we got there. And as I say, Thursday's audience were fabulous. So it was all good. It was all good. So here we are, Brooks's Bass Corner live chat 69, coming all the way from London in the UK. It is coming up 20 to 9 here in the evening. Hope you're all well. Hope you're looking forward to Christmas. Hope your bass playing's going all good. I hope you've got loads of bass related goodies coming in your Christmas sacks and your Christmas stockings. And yeah, I hope you all get what you want. Yes, indeed. Martin, sounds like an exciting evening. It kept me on my toes. Yeah, I haven't had a gig like that in a long time, but it's always that tightrope of using wireless, and it seems to become a more common thing than ever now, because we've all got so many devices. And the Line 6 stuff used to be, but that's twice in 12 months that I've had that signal knocked out. So I'm going to have to move from 2.4 gigahertz over to 5. It's fine. We'll get it working, and if I then go through this again, then we've got a major issue. So we'll see. But it ruffles your feathers because you're in gig mode, heads on. What am I playing? What am I singing? And then when the gear goes down, it's like, well, where do I start? Is it the wireless? Is it batteries? Is it the in-ears? Is it batteries in the bass? Is it batteries in the wireless? Is it a patch lead? Is it the main lead? Has the amp gone down? Where do you start? A bit hard when you're on a theatre show with a couple of hundred people in front of you. But yeah, got there in the end. But Wednesday just felt, I hate saying it, felt like a write-off. It really did. With all the gear going wrong. Oh, guitarist dropped his guitar. Strap lock popped, exploded. I showed him, and I've told him before. Watch my video on my channel. if you're using shallers, old style shallers, take the screw off, take the washer off, get rid of them. You don't need them. Don't attach your strap to the strap lock. Then put your strap over the strap button, put the strap lock over the top. It won't fall off. He didn't do that, did he? You know, he still had his strap all secured with the washer and the screw. And while we were off stage for the drummer's solo, he stood in the wings. It wasn't holding his guitar, and the strap lock exploded, so the top end came off. And his strap popped off the strap button, washer went, screw went, and the guitar just hit the floor. And he hadn't muted it, and you heard it over the PA, splang. And then he came back on and hadn't tuned it. And that was even funnier because it sounded like an out of tune sitar. So, although some people might argue they're never in tune, but there we go. So that was light-hearted relief on that gig from hell. But yeah, was what it was. So yeah, hopefully no gigs like that in 2024, please. Yes, but yeah, we will see. So if you're new to live chats, new to the channel, you're very welcome. Good to see you. This is the video window. Directly below, if you're on the mobile app, it's the live chat window. If you're on the desktop version, live chat window is that way. Put your cursor or insertion point into the live chat window. Type your question, comment, press send. It appears here on my live chat window, and I can then respond to it. If I don't know the answer to your question or comment, I'll hand it over to the rest of the guys and girls here on the live chat, and maybe one of those will know the answer. What's that say? Mike, do you have a process or approach for dialing in the tone of a new amp? Well, how can I best describe this? So when I went from Hartkey to EBS, I knew in my ears what my tone was with the bass that I used for my gigs at that time. When I bought the EBS stuff, the first rig Bernie Goodfellow gave to me, which Bernie was the distributor here in the UK for EBS at that time, he gave me a TD650 and a 410 Proline. I couldn't get that TD650 to get my tone that I'd had with the Hartkey rig. Couldn't get it, couldn't do it. But that amp, as I found out, is notorious for bass and top end. Although it's got great sweepable mids, very hard to accentuate the mids I was getting from the Hartkey stuff in that EBS amp. When I swapped the TD650 over for a Fafner, and you'll see two of those behind me, there, in that rack, I loved it so much I bought two. I plugged that amp in with the same settings I had for the TD650, and that was my tone. Almost identical to what I had with the Hartkey and that bass. So when it came to moving from EBS to Aguilar, again, it was finding that tone that I get with my regular gigging basses. But it was very easy to get a pretty close approximation with the Aguilar stuff. So predominantly I use the AG700, which is their kind of hi-fi modern sounding amp. I have a DB751, very different amp, tubes, hybrid, MOSFET. You know, that is like, in my mind, the best bass amp in the world, but it weighs a ton. And for quite a lot of gigs, it's overkill. I don't need that. So I can find my regular tone on both those amps, even though they're both quite different technologies. So what I would suggest is set your bass how you, if you're using an active bass, Martin, set your bass how you would normally EQ it. If you keep it flat and you do amp EQing, fine. Generally, I do more EQing on my bass than I do on my amp. But really, I use the amp for getting over frequency problems based on the gig I'm doing. So if the stage is hollow, or you're in a room with lots of shiny surfaces, or maybe you're in a room with lots of soft surfaces, again, you're going to change your EQ. I'll let the amp do that, but I know what I want the bass to sound like. So get your regular bass, set it how you would normally set it, keep the EQ on the amp flat, and then play with the EQ on the bass first. And if you're not finding your sound, then start looking at tonal options on the amp. Now, I would suggest generally you're going to be looking at the mids more than your top and bottom, I would say. Make sure you check what your cabinet's doing. Do you have a tweeter in the cabinet you use? Do you turn it up? Do you turn it down? Do you turn it off? Some people don't like using tweeters in a bass cab. So if you kind of want a bit more of a hi-fi clarity, you're going to want that tweeter doing what it does, giving you like as much of what it can do. And then start small changes. Don't start doing like wild turns of EQ, because you'll just get lost. Much easier to do a small turn, and if you start to hear what you want, then do I want to go a bit more, or do I want to just stay there? And it's fine tuning. But again, if you're using an active bass and you've got 3-band EQ on that, and then you've got 3-band EQ or more on the amp, which are you going to use? So this is why, like on most gigs, generally my amp EQ will be fairly flat, but I might add a little bit of low mid, I might add a little bit of treble. I generally don't use a lot of bass boost on the amp on a gig, but if I need it, it's there obviously. But I'll do that on the bass generally. So that's kind of my approach really. But every gig is different, you know. And with Uncle Funk, I'm generally not using an amp or a cab anyway. So my tone is pretty much coming from the bass. Obviously, I've got the Aguilar tone hammer pedal for anything I want to add, but I kind of put my sound in the hands of our sound men. So we've got 3 different guys that we use generally. And I never hear any complaints either from punters or people who follow the band or the sound men or anything on the quality of the bass tone. So they have said there was a big difference when I stopped using the Empathy with the knackered strings a couple of weeks back, and then moved over to using the Bootsy bass and the GB Rumour. They said, oh, I can hear all the colours of the strings and the brightness. And well, you will do, because those other strings have been on for 73 shows. So but the status does sound very different anyway to the other 2. But yeah, so that's it. That's my approach, Martin. Not particularly scientific, but you know, if you do a lot of gigs and you're moving from venue to venue to venue to venue, it's a lot easier if your amp is flat and do the EQ sculpting on your bass. And then if you need extra, you've got it on the amp. I see so many players anyway when we're out doing festivals with all the EQs and stuff doing all sorts of weird and wonderful things, and then they're doing it again on the bass, and it's like you're totally lost in where your tone is really. And don't forget, there's always that thing where you might have a frequency, or you might have bottom end boosted, you can't get enough treble. Well, sometimes you don't need to turn the treble up, you just need to turn the bass down. And likewise, if your signal is way too tinny and trebly, you don't need to turn the bass up, just turn the treble down. Oh, I don't know who that is, they can go away. Who is that? I don't recognise the number, they can keep ringing. If you're not watching Brooks's Bass Corner, don't ring me on the landline, I'm not answering. So we'll just wait for that to ring off, okay? There we go. Martin, great, thanks for that. Was having trouble dialing in a good tone during the week, but I was using a passive bass. Had to do it all on the head. The other option is to throw an EQ pedal or a preamp pedal into the mix there. Passive basses obviously are a different thing. But yeah, if you're using a passive bass with a new amp, then yeah, it's not that you're going to get lost, but if you don't know how to sculpt your tone with that amp, it's going to take a little bit of trial and error. Again, might be worth having like an EQ pedal on your board. So you've got that for when you're using passive basses. If you're not, when you're using an active bass, you just take that out the chain or just don't use it. But that would be the option, you know. Stacey, joys of live broadcasting. Tell me about it. Steffi, maybe it's Neil wants to join the chat. No. He would nudge me on the mobile. That was the landline ringing. Yeah. So there we go. I think it's coming. Oh, it's 10 to 9. Very good. Very good. I've got a sleeping chihuahua here. I won't pick him up and show him to the camera. He's absolutely snoozing away, aren't you? Yeah. Bless him. He had a very busy day. So yeah. So that's kind of my approach to EQ. When you get new amps, it can be a bit daunting. I know the change from EBS to from Hartke to EBS for a little while was baffling for me, because the difference between a Hartke XL cab and the EBS Proline cabs, I mean, there's a difference because the Hartkes were aluminium and the EBS were paper, but you could tell the EBS cab was a serious piece of work. But Hartkes have a signature sound, and getting used to that change. So at that time, it coincided actually with me selling my regular gigging bass, which was Mark King's old 4-string Stingray, and I sold that, and I started to go down the status route. So I had the Series 2000 and the Red Empathy. So my instrument tones were changing, as well as my amplification. It took me a good month or two to get my head around it, and at the time I was really busy with gigs, and you don't realize how accustomed your ears are to particular amps and cabs and your setup, and it can take a while. It did take a while, and I actually ended up going through a period of playing a lot of different basses, trying to rediscover kind of my tone. And so I'd sold the Stingray, had the 2000, had the Empathy, then bought the T-Bass that I had, and then that went to status along with the 2000 for some remedial work, because it had a microphonic pickup. I was using the Empathy for quite a while. Then the T-Bass came back. That became my main bass for about a year and a half, while my GB Rumor was being made. And then once that arrived, that was pretty much my main bass for about 3 or 4 years. And then the Empathy became the main bass. Someone I know wanted to buy it off me, and I was really disappointed that it hadn't kind of set my world on fire. So I decided that before I'd sell it to him, I'd give it one last chance. I gave it a month of gigs, and I said, if it hasn't got me going within a month, I'll sell it. So I changed the brand of strings, changed the gauge, did the setup on the bass, changed the pickup height, adjusted the action, and suddenly that bass came to life. I don't know why, it just did. And I've rediscovered the sound I'd had with the Stingray, but in status form. So even more powerful, a far more sculpted sound, and a neck that didn't move. So the Empathy became the main bass from 2007 through till about 2018, when I left my last sort of regular covers band. And then since then, because I'm pretty much a bass player for hire, I've used all different basses for different things. So when I was standing in the Oasis tribute at tail end of 2018, I was using my passive jazz and precisions. The following year, I was using all sorts of basses for things. And then I kind of got stuck on Betsy for a good couple of months. Then we had the lockdown, we had the pandemic. And since I've come out of lockdown, pretty much my main basses have been my GBs, States Empathy, of course, Betsy now and again, and the precision, teeth in, the precisions for the Queen tributes. So yeah. But now that the bass string experiment series is finished, I'm kind of at liberty to use whatever I want, really, apart from with the Queen stuff, where it has to be the precisions. Cognitive Bert, how you doing? Good to see you. Do I play double bass? No, I don't, mate. No, 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 no. Never had the inclination. Haven't really missed out on too much work. There was a period for years and years and years where I only ever missed out on one dep gig because I didn't play double bass. In the past 10 years, maybe that's become a bit more prevalent. A lot more function bands want you to play double bass and electric bass. So I miss out on those gigs because I don't do it. But there isn't enough work for me to justify doing it, learning it, having the room to do it. Have I got the inclination to sit there and spend months and years of what's left of my life doing it? No, not really. I've got enough on my plate keeping this YouTube channel going and doing all the other stuff that I do. So in answer to your question, no, not me. Would have been nice if that sort of work had been around more when I was sort of in my 20s and 30s, but back then the whole swing renaissance hadn't really happened, and I'm not a jazzer, so I'm not in those sort of situations where I need to play double bass on jazz standards and what have you. I'm not a jazzer, never have been. But thank you for asking. I presume you do play double bass. I'm assuming you do. That's why you've asked the question. How are we doing? Wowzers. Views are flying in, that's for sure. Thank you, everyone. Very much appreciate it. Yes, you do. I managed to get loads of work. Good for you, sir. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. The funny thing is, this Christmas, this December has been the weirdest, apart from obviously the one in lockdown. And actually the one just before lockdown, 2019, was really quiet. This December, I've had 6 gigs, 7 if you include Boxing Day. In the good old days, which actually weren't that long ago, I used to do around 21, 22, 23. Sometimes, in fact, no, my record's 23 for the whole month. But yeah, I used to have a mad diary. But even the groups, the bass groups that I'm on WhatsApp, have been extremely quiet. There's been so little dep work, or maybe I just don't know the right people. I don't know. But normally that group is crazy busy as in the lead up to Christmas through December. There's been very little work on there. Very few people depping anything out. New Year's Eve just seems desperately quiet for lots of people. Any thoughts on those Uke basses? I tried one, didn't like it. Glad I tried before shelling out cash on one. I did have a couple of the Kalas here, which I did reviews of for Bass Guitar Magazine and Bass Player. They're kind of okay if that's the route you want to go down. But it's not the sort of thing I would use live. I'd use it for home practice and maybe rehearsal, but I'm not sure I'd want to entrust my performance on one for a live performance. I know some people do. That's fine. Not for me. Not for me. But yeah. Where are you based, Cognitive Bert? Are you London, south, southeast, southwest, Midlands, up north, northeast, northwest? I'm looking for a wireless pack. Any recommendations? Well, I use the Line 6 G90. Haven't used any others, not for a long time. I used to use Bayer Dynamic setup. You'll see them in the rack. I had 2 of those until they changed all the frequencies and stuff over. And for years I didn't need wireless. I was always pretty much planted in the covers band I was in. Oh, you're in Central Scotland. Cool. And there's so many wireless options now. But I have to say the Line 6 G90 I'm very happy with. Apart from these 2 clashes that I've had in the past 12 months, where I think it runs at 2.4 gigahertz, which seems to be a clash with Wi-Fi. So when you've got people on phones and laptops and what have you, it could be causing a problem. I've been told I need to switch it to 5 gigahertz, which I will be doing actually this week when I've got 10 minutes to do it. I'll change the pack and the wireless receiver over to 5 gigahertz. Apparently that's the remedy. So I'll be doing that. But the G90 is really good, really good. I think 2.4 gigahertz is public. Yeah, exactly. So when this G90 came out, that wasn't really an issue. As time has gone by, it's everyone's on that frequency. So yeah, I need to move it over to 5. So yeah. Martin, Dave Swift was posting some pics on his Instagram recently where he's using a beautiful Stentor double bass on his gig with Jules. Yeah, I think I saw those pictures. Yeah. I don't know how many double basses Dave has got, to be honest. Gear sort of comes and goes in the Swift household. So I haven't actually spoken to him since he was on the live chat here back in, I think it was May, end of May. I will get in touch with him once we get through Christmas. He's always busy this time of year. Cognitive Bert, I work in IT and recall this being a thing between public and private frequencies. It is. And it's become more so as Wi-Fi has become a stronger requirement. So when we're out on gigs, you've got loads of people on their mobiles, on Wi-Fi and what have you, just zaps your bass signal if you're using whatever it is those Line 6 systems use. But I'll be moving it up to 5 gigahertz, don't worry. I'd forgotten to do it, and on that gig last week just completely threw me a curveball. I couldn't do it on the spot and I didn't have the manual to hand, so I'll do it. Martin, Cognitive Martin, in fact, I saw that, looked like a nice instrument. Dave gets all the nice gear. Evening, Dave. He won't be watching, he doesn't watch my channel. He's got better things to do this time. Keeping his double bass chops up, that's what he'll be doing. You can't, well, I don't think you can see because I'm watching the screen. I've got basically a sleeping chihuahua here with a one paw just dang. It's like an aerial mast. It's just poor boy, I'm tired. It's okay, it's all right. It's just Dad chatting on his live chat. It's all right. He's all right. Good boy, aren't you? Keep me company today. Yeah, very good. Oh, sleepy head. Look, your audience is up there. There's the camera. You're tired, aren't you? I know, it's hard life. Any suggestions for Xmas gifts for bassist? Have I got the video for you? 2 seconds. Yes. So this has been up on the social media today. This is an older video that I did a long time ago, but it's still relevant now, although the prices have changed a little. Yeah, here we go. Let me just get you the link. And feel free to share this at will, sir, amongst friends, family, or anyone that you want to buy you a present. That's the video for you. The Brooks's Bass Corner Bass Players Christmas Gift Guide. So there's plenty of suggestions in there. If you want some more, then feel free to have a look at the workshop videos that I've done this year. A couple of them were done on live chat as well. If you go to I think it's called Workbench, that playlist. I have all the videos here on the channel are in playlists, okay? And there is a playlist which has got all the stuff that I've done on the Workbench. So in there you'll see all the videos for setting bass up, cleaning it, doing the intonation, doing the action, pickup height, neck relief, cleaning all the grot and grime off basses. You'll find plenty of ideas for presents in there. You certainly will. I like to buy myself a present. Sometimes it's the only way, I think. But yes, feel free. Plenty of bits and bobs in there. Martin Fay, I'm envious of your sleeping chihuahua. I have a 25-kilogram collie trying to climb up onto my lap for cuddles. These things have to be done, Martin. You know, this is what happens. We used to have a 35-kilogram chocolate Labrador who I miss immensely every day. But the chihuahua is far more maneuverable, put it that way. So, yeah. This wouldn't have happened with the Labrador. Labrador never got on my lap, so he wasn't that way inclined. He liked his space. But this one likes the heat. And actually, he's a good He's a good radiator of heat as well. If it's a cold day, just put the Chihuahua on your lap and your legs go really warm very quick. But he's in the middle of snoozles here, aren't you, darling? Yeah. Tidy day. Yeah. We had a nice walk earlier, didn't we? Yeah. Oh, I know. I get it. Actually, let me just check that. Is that muck under there? If that is muck, that's coming out when you get a bath at the weekend. Hello. Oh, you're sinking. Oh. There we go. There we are. You okay there? You all right? Where's your paw? Sorry. I know, I'm manhandling you a bit. There we go. There you go. You can go for sleep now. Sorry. We're back on point. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, okay. You can go back to sleep now. So he's with me because if he wasn't, he'd be trying to get on my lap all night. Partner's out for the evening, so I'm doing the honours. You beaut, aren't you? Hmm? Do I use fret wraps? No, never have. I've entertained the prospect several times, but I actually like, not string noise, but I like the resonance. I like the harmonic sort of colours that come out by not using fret wraps. So I know lots of people swear by them. Personally, I don't find it's a thing. If you were doing recording and you want to reduce string noise, then maybe. But look, for years we did without them. Decades, bass players did without fret wraps. If you need it, great, they're there. Frank, personally, it's just another thing, isn't it? And invariably, if you get into the habit of using them and then you forget it, or you don't bring it, or it gets stolen, or whatever, you're a bit lost, aren't you? So no, I keep things as simple as possible. Unlike last Wednesday when the wireless went down. Stacey, you just issued a clarion call for pets on laps, and my Fred just answered. Well done, Fred. Excellent. There we go. You keep your lap warm. Yeah. Are you tired, darling? Are you? There you go. Fast asleep. Straight off again. He's had a very busy year, this boy. No. Losing a limb, knee operation, new family. But he's fine. He'll have a nice Christmas. Nice life. David Gill, good to see you. Merry Christmas all at Brooks's Bass Corner from South Carolina. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for checking in. Good to see you. It's been a few weeks. Right, we've just gone past 9 o'clock. It's 10 past 9 here. So we're on live chat 69 here on Brooks's Bass Corner, coming to you all the way from London in the UK. Good to see you. Thank you for joining in. Just a quick reminder, those of you who maybe haven't checked in on the channel for a while or been here on a live chat, this is the last live chat for a while. So we've been going since first week in September when we came back from the summer sort of recess. So we've done quite a few. We've done quite a few. I think it's something like 16. I think 16 live chats since September. So we're going to have a bit of a rest, but there will be plenty of new content coming up on the channel, and time to recharge the batteries, maybe rethink the live chat format and how I do it and how I present it to you guys, how I get you guys involved, how I can incorporate some other technology to make it a bit better. But also the main thing is I need time to get new content up and out. And although the live chats are just a couple of hours on a Tuesday, they take a lot of time in terms of doing the thumbnails, doing the social media promotion. You know, I can't say getting the office tidy, but there is a degree of that as well. And basically I need to start seriously putting my foot down on the accelerator pedal and getting new content out for you guys. So got to make the channel fly a bit quicker than I am doing. So in order to do that, the live chat's going to have to take a bit of a back seat for a while. We'll come back, and there will be impromptu live chats as well. But for the moment, once we get tonight complete, that will be the end of the live chats until I think it's time to bring them back. David Gill, thoughts on the Fender Rumble 40 will only be used for home practice playing. Ideal. Perfectly ideal. Go for it. That will be perfect for home practice and playing. Yeah. Yeah. If you can get a good price on it, either online or in store, I'd say go for it. Cognitive Burp had a Fender Rumble and loved it. There you go. There you go. Nothing wrong with amps of that size. It's when you start needing amps in a gigging aspect, I usually find Fender amplification. It's fine if you're getting the top end stuff from Fender direct and you've got backup. And actually they went through a bit of a renaissance in the last 10 years, but before that you didn't see people use Fender amplification all that often, to be fair, and there's a reason for that. So much gear has now bypassed what that. Now if you want that Fender tone, but then you might argue, is Fender amplification tone now even close to what it was back in the 60s and 70s? Technology has just moved on so quick. But yeah, for home practice and playing, go for it. Yeah, just shop around, bit of canny shopping, you should find a good price. And yeah, happy playing. I know a lot of players who use Fender Rumble stuff, even on gigs. But for home playing, yeah, you're not going to go wrong with that. So yeah, go for it. Cognitive Burp, have you or do you know anyone that has used the Fender Bassman 59 for a bass? Chris Childs is highly likely. He uses Fender Bassman amplification. I don't know if it's 59. But I know he uses Fender Bassman stuff with Thunder. And I'm guessing he does when he does Ultimate Eagles and all the other tribute stuff that he does as well. Potentially we might have Chris on an interview at some point, or a live chat, and you can ask him directly. But other than that, the only other person I know that uses Fender Bassman amplification is Yolanda Charles, and I don't know if she still does. She may do. I know she did for a while before we went into the pandemic. Yeah. But yeah, Chris, you can find Chris actually on social media. Feel free to send him a message. He's on Facebook and he's on Instagram. So yeah, feel free to send him a question. I'm sure he'll reply forthwith. Martin Fay, I had a Rumble 40. Thought it sounded great at home. It was astounding value for money. There you go, David. If I was in that market again, I'd be trying both the Rumble and the Katana bass, right? With the Katana being the boss version with the effects. There'll be a review of a Katana combo very soon. It'll be the one that I did the review for bass player. Still got it here. I'll be doing that in January. I need to get that done, that's sent back, so keep watching. Cognitive Both, I know it was used a lot by guitarists. Yeah, it would be guitarists that wanted more oomph, more bottom end in their tone. Usually you'll find Fender players doing that, because a Strat or a Tele is very high frequency, top endy, lots of twang, whereas Gibson is, because of humbuckers, the woods and what have you, it's a meatier sound. They don't need that sort of bass end backup. But a lot of Fender players will use bass amplification. Well, they certainly did in decades gone by. I don't know how he does it. It's like silly putty. How he manages to get in some of these shapes is beyond me. But there we go. The head's in one direction, the bottom end of the body is in a completely twisted corkscrew shape, and the paws going off at a tangent. There we go. David Gill, thanks for all the input. Pleasure. That's what we're here for. And when the live chats aren't on, feel free, if anyone's got questions, you can send them to me via social media. Send them to me via the email address for Brooks's Bass Corner, which is brooks'sbasscorner2020@gmail.com, and I'll reply whenever I get messages. Yeah. Any other questions? Any advice anyone's looking for? Anyone looking for gear help? I I don't think Graham's appeared yet, so I'm assuming he's a busy boy. We haven't seen Lewis Wingrove either. Noted for his absence. He could turn up at any point. You're all right there, man. So thank you to all those who've made super chat contributions and super thanks contributions this year. It's really been very much appreciated. Cognitive Boat, I need to go and do the dishes. See you all later. Thank you very much for joining in. Good to see you. Have a great Christmas and New Year. Yes, so all the super thanks, super chat payments, very much appreciated this year. That you were even willing to put contributions to the channel is fabulous. The fact that it then keeps the algorithm going, promotes the channel in the algorithm's eyes. You're going to fall out of that bed, son. Come here. Let's have you facing that way so the fine people can see you. Here he is. Say hello. Hello. Oh, I know. There you go. Oh, sorry for waking you up, Dad. Wish everyone a happy Christmas. There you go. Hello. Good boy, aren't you? Hey? You might be a leg down, but you're fabulous. Give us a kiss. Ta. Right then. Time to go back to sleep, I'd say. Yeah. There we are. Let's squeeze you in a bit. I know my chair is moving backwards. There we go. It's like having a hot dog. There we go. You're a good boy, aren't you? It's like having my own personal Grogu. Isn't that right, Stacey? Yeah, Lewis needs to make an appearance. Maybe we can talk him up. Huh. That's it. Albino Grogu. Correct. Here we are. You okay? Yeah, you'll be back asleep in a minute. You watch. So yeah. Now I'm going to put a shout out to you guys. Suggestions for content you would like to see. Have you got some ideas of things you would like to see? I've got plenty of ideas, but I want to make the stuff that you guys want to watch. So what do you want to see? What would you find useful? What would be handy for you as bass players, no matter what level you're at? Let me know. Put it in the live chat box and let's see what ideas people can come up with. I've got a list as long as your arm of stuff I want to do and need to do. But there's certain things you guys would like to see, whether it's a series or a one-off video, comparisons, real world stuff, maybe things you've experienced when you've been out playing bass and you think, I'd really like to do that or learn how to do that, or how does that work? And that's what we're looking for. So if you've got any suggestions, stick them in the live chat box. I'd be interested to know what kind of things you guys would find handy. Martin, I have a very serious question. Yes, sir. Why is it that when rebuilding your pedal board, no matter what size board you have, it's always 5mm smaller than it needs to be for what you've planned? I'm trying to remember what brand it is. There's a brand of pedal board, fairly prevalent brand. I can't remember. It's not Pedal Train. It's something else. It might be a pedal manufacturer, and they've basically created a slide out extra panel which addresses exactly the problem you're talking about. I think I saw it when we were doing the Black Friday thing. I can't remember what the brand is, but basically you got your pedal board, and if you need a bit of extra space, there's a pull out section. That's where you put your whatever it is that's overlapping. But you are right, that does seem to be a problem. Yeah. D'Addario, it might be D'Addario. Yeah, you might be right. Stacey, I dig any kind of compare and contrast stuff, product versus product. Okay. There'll be plenty of that. Yeah, D'Addario, we're thinking. Sorry, I've got a little something just underneath my eye. It's irritating my eye. There we go. Just got it. Okay. Any other suggestions? Any particular products you'd like to see, like demos or reviews? Anything you'd find handy? One thing someone mentioned long ago, probably over a year ago, was how to videos for particular categories of effect. So how to use a compressor properly, how to use a chorus effectively, how to make the most out of bass distortion, how to utilize modulation effects on bass, that kind of thing. The thing with those is they can get very bulky in terms of content within one video. So you either end up doing a series that then kind of waters down what you're trying to achieve, or it ends up becoming very time intensive. But also, at what point do you stop? Because I can't go out there and buy every single chorus pedal or every single phaser pedal, or so those sort of things do, they can become a bit all consuming, and then the viewing rewards aren't necessarily the best. But yeah, I might try and do some things along those lines, but I need to work out how to do it best for my channel. And there's going to be a lot of keyword research being done by me over the next couple of days to make sure I can start pulling out stuff that is particularly relevant and required and searched for at the moment. So yeah. Yes, we will see. Oh, someone's just replied to one of the videos. Yeah, appreciate it, from Brazil. Hey man, do you have some tips for double truss rod adjustment that some 6-string basses have? Oh, I'll reply to that later. That's a little more full on than I've got time to write a reply to now. If you're watching the live chat, sir, who's just replied to a message on the Ibanez setup video, I will respond to you later. I will get back to you, promise. David Gill, really enjoyed the bass care videos. Good. There's going to be a lot more of them. Maybe go a bit more in depth. In what respect, David? Because when I'm doing workshop videos on the basses, I'm doing everything that they need to have done. When you say go into more depth, what do you need? What would you like me to discuss? Martin, I'd enjoy some pedal and effect videos. There's going to be a lot of them. Get ready. Not so much comparing a type of pedal, but more assembling a series of pedals and dialing them in for a specific genre of music or an artist's style. Okay. Okie dokes. Intonation, string height adjustment. I've done a lot of that, Dave. The problem with the basses that I did recently on the live chats was pretty much the heights were as they were. They hadn't moved. So there wouldn't be much point in me changing the action just for the sake of readjusting it. And the intonation as well. If it's already correct, which on most of the basses it was. Most of my basses I look after. And all of them, up to the point that we went in the lockdown, had a queue. All of them got overhauled in the garage on the workbench when we were in lockdown. Problem was I didn't have a YouTube channel then, and I didn't film any of it. And I wish I had, because I'd have had so much content to play with. But when I get a bass in and it does need intonation and action adjustments, I'll be going in depth on it. But as I say, on a bass that doesn't need it, Show Your Journey into Fretless, that's coming. That's the next series here on Brooks's Bass Corner, coming your way in January. Yeah, I've been working on the scripts already, so that's coming your way very soon. But yes, the workshop video. So I can only go into so much depth on those, on the intonation and string height, if they don't need it. But when we have a bass that does, obviously I'll sort of go into it and explain why it's out, or how to adjust it. You know, intonation is a funny thing. I've had basses where no matter what adjustment you go to the end of the point, you can adjust it and it's still not right. And then it's a physical problem with the neck and the dimensions and the measurements of the frets. But yeah, but no, all taken on board. All taken on board. I'm going to use all the vintage. I say vintage, the old interviews that I've got from Bass Guitar Magazine, Bass Player Days. I'm not sure if once I've got all of those up, if I'm going to do any new interviews, because my viewing figures generally on interviews are so low. They really are. They don't seem to generate a lot of traffic or interest. So, yeah, the one we do want to do next is the one with Barry Morehouse from Bass Center, which is different to interviewing bass celebs, because Barry's story is very kind of unique. You know, he was the guy that set up the Bass Center, has overseen it for 40 years next year, and in fact that's going to be perfect timing, isn't it, to do that interview. January will be 40 years since he set up the Bass Center in Wapping. Stacey, Martin Fay, a pedalboard recipe series. Well, that's a possibility. That could be a thing. Maybe. Yeah, so getting Barry in would be great. I mean, the stories I've heard, aside from the interview I did with him in 2016 for Bass Guitar Magazine, the things he just mentions off the cuff that have happened in the past, I mean, they're great stories. It's just legendary stuff. So that could be perfect timing in January, because that will coincide. And I mean, he hasn't mentioned anything to me, but it wouldn't be a surprise if he's got something planned to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Bass Center. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Evening, Barry, if you're watching. Good to see you. How are we doing? Okay, it's all good. So if you are watching and you aren't already a subscriber, then please feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification, and hit hit the notification bell. You missed a word there, Mike. Not just hit the notification bell. And then also, well, it'd be very kind of you if you can hit the thumbs up. We really appreciate that. It helps the video, helps the channel. All of those things are very handy to the channel. If you're watching this live chat after the event, and obviously the live chat window is no longer open, you can communicate by leaving comments in the comments section, and I'll get back to you as soon as I get a notification from YouTube that you've left a message. I do get those, even though we've done 69 live chats. Sometimes people are watching like one of the early ones, and they'll send a comment, and then it crops up, and then we start another conversation. So feel free. So in January, there's going to be a new podcast. There hasn't been a podcast so far. There's going to be a podcast. So I'm doing 10 episodes, and we'll see how it goes. And if they're successful and people are enjoying it and they get good feedback, I'll do another 10, and we'll roll those out. Again, they're all scripted. I've just got to film them, which I don't know I'm going to get time to do it this side of Christmas, but once we get the other side of Christmas, the new camera will be set up, and we'll be doing the podcast. Yeah. Martin, a video series on home recording might be interesting. See, I'm the wrong person for that, Martin, because I don't do it. I don't have a home recording setup. I've never recorded music at home. I do bits and bobs that I need to do for the channel, but I don't have a home recording setup. And actually there are other channels that do all that already, and they do it really well. You just got to search for them on here on YouTube. But yeah, I don't do any of that, I'm afraid. Again, same thing as double bass. I've never been in a position where I've lost money because I didn't do it. So if someone came to me and said, I really want you to work on this project, but I need you to have a home recording setup, then I'd get it sorted out and I'd have it, and yeah, the money would be on the table. But no one ever has. And I haven't really done any recording work for, blimey. Last recording thing I did was for Uncle Funk during lockdown, when we did the overdubs for the online theatre show. And before that, it would have been probably demos for Calabash. And before that, it was recording some tracks for a female singer. And that was like 2011, I think. I haven't done a lot of recording for a long, long time. And again, if it's not something that's going to pay, I don't tend to do it, really. Yeah. If I needed to record something really quick, I could probably set something up and do it. But it's just, I'm not the sort of guy to sit here and then spend days and weeks and months of my life fiddling around with a home recording setup. There's no enjoyment in that for me. But again, if I had to do it in order to earn money, then I'd get it all sorted, of course. But never been in that position, to be fair. Yeah. So I'll do the we'll do the channel rundown. So very good to see you. Welcome to Brooks's Bass Corner, live chat 69 here on the channel, just leading up to Christmas here in London, in the UK. This is the last live chat we're going to do for a while. We're going to have a bit of a rest and a bit of a recharge and a rethink on how we present the present the live chats. So if you're on the mobile app, the live chat window is directly below. If you're on the desktop version, it's that way. Put your cursor or insertion point in the live chat window, type your message comment, press send. It'll pop up here on my live chat window. At the bottom of the live chat window, you'll see an emoji icon. Please feel free to give that an absolute pummeling. Next to that, you see a dollar symbol. It's called Super Chat. That allows you to make a financial donation to the channel if you wish to do so. But you don't have to do so. All the videos are free to watch. Underneath the video, you'll see a row of icons. There's a thumbs up and a thumbs down. The thumbs up is very much appreciated. If you're going to give the video a thumbs down, then please leave a comment. Let me know why you aren't enjoying it or what you don't like. I can't make the videos better if I don't know what the problem is. There's a share arrow, so you can share this video out to social media, email, websites, what have you. There's the save button, so you can save this video for watching at a later date. There's I think it's shop, not store. There's a shop button. If you press it, a selection of Brooks's Bass Corner merchandise will appear, which you can select from if you wish to do so. And then you'll see a love heart with a dollar symbol in. That's called Super Thanks, which works exactly the same as Super Chat. The Super Thanks option exists on every video here on the channel. Again, it allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel if you find the videos entertaining or informative or educational. If you want to say thank you to me and the channel, hit the Super Thanks button. Directly below that, you'll find a description box. In there, you'll find links for the UK and European merchandise store and the US and worldwide store. You'll find affiliate sales links for Amazon, Thomann, Gear for Music, and ANDERTONS here in the UK. So if you've got any bass-related purchases, please use those affiliate links. Go through, buy the products you wish to buy, and then the channel will receive a very small, I mean very small, affiliate commission. Plenty of the regular live chatters here have purchased bass gear through those links, and it's helped the channel. So thank you very much, everyone, for your recent purchases. And then underneath there, you've got the social media links, and you find Brooks's Bass Corner on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, Be Real, Discord, Reddit, Quora, TikTok, Threads, and now also on WhatsApp. So the latecomers, go to the top of the live chat here tonight. you'll find a link and you will find Brooks's Bass Corner WhatsApp channel. So if WhatsApp is your preferred method of communication these days, there is a Brooks's Bass Corner channel for it. And there we go. Let's have a look. Just checking the analytics as we're going through. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Been lots of you. Lots of you in the last week. Lots of you in the last 2 days. I think we've had 12 subscribers in the last 2 days. So thank you. If you're one of those new subscribers, good to have you along. Thank you. Feel free to immerse yourself in the channel. Go and look at the videos that are already there for you to have a look at. Every live chat that we've done, so from 1 to 69, and all the impromptu live chats are there in the live playlist. So if you want to check out any of the other live chats that we've done, and there's been some stonkers, let's be fair, they're there. Feel free, watch at will. Everything is there. Dating back to the very first one 3 years ago, which I think was my calendar. I think that was very closely. Could be. What are we today? 19th. Our first live chat, was 3 years ago tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the 3rd anniversary. How about that? So thank you to everyone who's got involved over all that time. Some of you were even on that one. So thank you. If you've been along on the journey, it's been wild, crazy. Thank you. It's been a good year for the channel. Didn't quite go how I planned it. I had grand ideas at the start of the year, and we started off really well with the bass collection video. So thank you to all of those of you that have watched that, commented, shared it. That changed a lot of things on this channel. I think I amalgamated something like about 450 new subscribers from that video alone. So thank you. If you're one of those, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. It seems to have done very well. It's picked up a bit of a resurgence in the past month or so. So thank you. If you want to check out my bass collection, it's on that video. I'll put a link in here if you want to see it. Maybe you haven't watched it. It's a good video. But I would say that. So my bass collection video, up to the point that video was filmed. And then poor Max passed away, our dog. He died, and that completely threw me into a bit of a tailspin for about 2 months. And then this young fella came into our lives, and he threw our life into a tailspin. So young Charlie here with a leg missing, we took him on, and then my partner's father was diagnosed with lung cancer, and he passed away. And so it's been a crazy year in private life for and then it had a knock-on effect with the channel. So trying to keep everything going and ticking over has been a real challenge. And all the gigs through the summer, it was a bit relentless. So hopefully 2024 will be a little more calm, a little more sedate, and a huge amount more content here on the channel. So as I keep saying, I can only say it so many times, but keep watching. This week, next week, throughout January and February, there's going to be lots coming up. I will make sure there's going to be loads of new content. It's what I'm working towards. So just keep watching, guys. Keep watching the videos, doing your thing. Send me the comments. Like the videos if they're enjoyable, if they're what you enjoy. And we'll see where we get. But hopefully I can put some rockets underneath this this channel in 2024. And yeah, we'll see where we go. And let me know once I start using the new camera, let me know what you think of the videos, if they look better, if the editing's a little better. As I said earlier, it's going to allow me to include a lot more B-roll into the videos. So basically I'll have other cameras filming at the same time. Should make the videos a bit better. But it's a steady progression. You can't really do all this stuff straight off the bat unless you have a previous experience of running a YouTube channel, but also sort of unlimited funds that are allowing you to buy stuff all the time and upgrade all the time. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Right. Right, that's that. Right, I'll deal with that afterwards. Very good. Right, Martin Fay. I've no idea how I found the channel in the first place, but I'm very glad that I did. Thank you. I've picked up a lot of tips from the live chat, so thanks for that, Mike. Pleasure. That's what the whole idea of the channel is. You know, we all kind of get on board and get involved, and I'm hoping as we build the number of subscribers, when we bring the live chats back, you'll see a marked effect. There'll be far more people on. We won't end up with so much sort of dead air, which we do get from time to time. It's hard. Well, you've seen enough time. You know, it's hard to, if we have a night where the conversation isn't quite flowing and two-way, it gets to a point where it's like, well, what do we go with next? But then again, on those weeks where we've had lots of people contributing and it's all snowballed, those chat, you know, the week when we did like 5.25 hours, it was 1:30 in the morning when I finally got to bed that night. It was great. You know, we had some good chats. So, but this is the thing, the more people that come and get involved on the live chat means it's a healthier discussion. And I've actually, over the past month or so, been looking around to see if there are any other bass live chats, and I'm not sure that there are. I think Scott Devine occasionally does some things, but other than that, I don't see any sort of bass related live streams or live chats or interactions. Certainly not here on YouTube. There might be on Instagram, but again, I'll be doing my research to see what people are doing and how they do it. But yeah, so, but I'm glad you found us, Martin. You know, it's great. It's great. We've had a blast this year. It's been really well. The live chats have been great. I mean, the standout ones obviously were the one at the end of May when we had Lee Sklar, Dave Swift, my old editor Joel involved. That was good. And we had the interview with Neil Fairclough, of course. And yeah, you know, it's just, I always look forward to my Tuesday evenings. You know, it's been a real enjoyable journey doing the live chats this year. Last year, until we got towards the end of the year when this channel kind of picked up, it was hard work. It was really hard work. I just couldn't get any momentum at all. And then we kind of hit a patch. Hello, darling. Then we hit a patch last October, November last year, and it kind of started to take off, started to find some legs. And thankfully, you guys have stuck with it. So, you know, as I keep saying, I can only thank you. I can't thank you enough, actually, but it's all good. It's all good. And actually, at the moment, the channel's kind of in rude health. You know, subscriber numbers are up, which is great. Past week or so has seen like a steady stream of new subscribers every day. All the analytics are in green and heading upwards because I've been posting regularly with the string series and the live chats. And all I can see is sort of positive, good things coming our way because Now I've got this time now leading up to Christmas and after Christmas. There's going to be loads of shorts, loads of long form content, regular posting. And that's only ever a good thing for a YouTube channel. When you start leaving big gaps, as I've found out, when life is busy or you just can't, you can't get the content up in a regular, consistent fashion, the channel suffers. And there is this thing about feeding the machine, and the more you feed it, the better your channel does. And I think there is a certain degree of that is the case. That is the case. So I want to get back into that habit, because during lockdown, anyone that was following the channel early on, or even if you just go into the videos here and look at the posting rate, when we were in lockdown, at one point I was doing 3 or 4 long form videos a week, and it was great. The flow was great, but I was still finding my feet. I didn't know what worked, what didn't work. I didn't have the greatest equipment. First bunch of videos were filmed on, well, combination of my camera phone, which was good. It was a brand new one at the time, and that Zoom Q2N. Problem was, I bought the Zoom Q2N in 2017, and at that point YouTube wasn't such a thing that everything had to be filmed in 4K. This version is not in 4K. I don't have the 4K version, so the actual quality of those videos is quite grainy. I was learning. I had to learn on something. But this is okay for B-roll stuff, and sometimes we use this on the workshop videos, when you see the angles going up the guitar body and neck when I'm doing fret cleaning and what have you. It's that's doing it on a little tripod. So it has its uses. And yeah, but I'm hoping that once the new camera's out and I'm using that regularly, you're going to see a difference in the content. So that's the idea. That's my aim anyway. It's coming up 10 to 10. Good to see you. I don't think we've had any new additions. We've got 7 people watching. That's probably you 7 in the live chat window. Anyone interested in the football? Newcastle are 1-0 up against Chelsea in the EFL Cup. Everton are 1-1. It's gone to penalties. Everton Fulham. Middlesbrough beat Port Vale 3-0. Michael Carrick doing the business. Well done, sir. Man City won their semi-final in the Club World Cup. I think they're through to the final. What a surprise. Sorry if you're a Man City supporter, but I couldn't care less. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hello, Chi. You waking up, are you? Oh, look. You're on the camera. Are you waking up to say hello to everyone, are you? Oh, yeah. Oh, good boy. Kiss, kiss. So, there we are. My son and heir. Here we are. Oh, yawns. You want to get down? If you stay with Dad for about another half an hour, and we'll be all done, I think. Yeah? Yeah? Okay? Kiss, kiss. So, let's stay here, Dad. Come on. Settle. Settle, man. There we go. In we go. Nice and comfy. There you go. Get your tail out. There we go. Hello. Hello. I know. I know you want attention, don't you? Good boy. Yes. So here we are. 10 to 10. Martin, an idea for a chat series. Good, good. Let's read this. The A to Z of bass gear. Oh. Now. Each episode covers a different gear type or manufacturer. Ashdown, Bergantino, chorus pedal, start blasting. I'm making a note, Martin. There's a thing. I don't know if it's been done before, but I could be the right person for doing that. Thank you, sir. If that makes a bit of money, I'll buy you a bottle of wine. Very good. We'll keep you posted. That could be a good series, actually. Well done. That's a good idea. Clearly a man for the good ideas, Martin. Excellent. Do you know what? I'm going to be sat up thinking about that tonight. I could probably do that straight off the bat. Leave that with me. Russell, good to see you. Just unwrapped a PVT Max. Can't see what that's. Odd Duck I was interested in. PVT Max. I'm trying to remember what that is. Is that a 2x10 combo? I'm guessing it was. No idea what it's good for. Okay. Got one channel as tube and one channel as solid state. Okay, that's cool. Stacey, Martin, that's kick ass. Yeah. Blame Lewis, T for Trace Elliott. Yeah, one possibility. Russell Zorner, just the head. Cool. Okay. Well, PV gear generally is built like a tank, and some of it is amazing. Some of the best amps I've ever played through in my life were old school PV amps. I remember playing one. This is going back, right? So I was in Bahrain, tail end of 1998, and we were playing on an American Air Force base in Bahrain, and the sound company provided I mean, this was like battered. It had rust on it and all sorts on the amp. It was a PV cab as well. It had the most amazing tone. I think I actually asked the guy, I said, do you want to sell this? Not that I had any way of getting it back to London, but there we go. And it was just outstanding. The looks belied the tone. It was just off the scale. And then other times you can play some PV gear and it's just like not that great. And then we had a couple of really good valve, I think was it the VB2 and the VB3 through the magazine, and they were both amazingly excellent. Russell, yeah, this thing is stupid heavy for a rack mount unit. Old school technology, my friend. Basically same size as a red face SWR. Okay. Oh, hello. Someone's decided they're gonna stand in their bed but splay out across my desk and plonk their head on my mouse mat. Are you taking over? You got the hump? Have you got the... I can't let you out at the moment because I'm on a live chat. Come on. Just come into the bed. There you go. There you go. That's better. There we are. Okay, well, enjoy that. Enjoy that. Get it out. Use it on some gigs. Let us know how you get on with it, Russ. That'd be good. I have a high regard for PV amplification. Generally, it's very roadworthy. Even the stuff that doesn't have the bells and whistles, and is, if you see a PV setup on a gig, if that's what's provided, you're not really going to have too many issues. You're going to be okay. Blame Lewis. I remember playing a PV 400 head through a 2x15 JBL cab. It was powerful. Exactly. And PV PA gear used to be the High-Sis. I think there was Max-Sis as well. They were amazing cabs. One of the best bass sounds I've ever had was through, I think it was through a PA head, but it wasn't PV, it was something else. But the PV cabs, High-Sis cabs, this is like 1990s. I had my Kabiki Factor and played it through that setup, and the clarity was just outstanding. Because at that time, I'm not sure if I had my Hartkey rig, and even if I did or I didn't, that PA cab had tweeters, and it made all the difference. That's what suddenly turned my head to having a cab with tweeters in. It was like, whoa, okay, I need that. I need tweeters in a cab. but my Hartkey XL didn't have a tweeter. But there we go. Black Widow speakers. Well, yes, legendary. Legendary. Yeah. It's all solidly made gear, that's for sure. Too right. You all right? There you go, a little shake, are you? Very good. Good to see you, Blame Lewis. Hope you're well. So is everyone gearing up for Christmas? Everyone ready? Or am I just ahead of the gun because I've got no work this week? It's bizarre. I've never had a Christmas like this where all my gigs this side of Christmas were done by the 16th of September. That would have been a bad year. 16th of December. Normally, I'm gigging up until the 23rd. Though I've only ever once had a Christmas Eve. But yeah, I've never been this quiet from like the 16th through to the 24th. It's just mad. I know, I accept I'm not in the sort of bands that are doing pub and club gigs. I'm not like that anymore. A lot of stuff I do is not in that realm anymore. But still, I'd expect even this weekend to have 1 or 2 gigs, but it's nothing. And I'm watching all the social media and there's very little bass network. If there is, I'm missing it and I'm not seeing it. And that could just be my hard luck. I don't know. But yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. And like I say, my best year, I think, was either 2005 or 2011. I used to have 22, 23 gigs before Christmas. Actually, the 23 year was including after Christmas, leading up to New Year. But, hello, listen to what I'm saying. You're a good boy, aren't you? You're tired. Yeah, you are. You can see him in the bottom of the window. Here it is. Head. Head. You love your dad, don't you? Yeah, you do. I know you do. Yes, sound men loved it. Exactly. Oh, hang on. No, my first amp was 150 Carlsberg Stingray combo. I had the Carlsberg Cobra. I think the Stingray came after. Did the Stingray combo have the tweeter in it? And it was like a sort of burgundy red colour, front facing, I think. I don't know. I had the Cobra and that was grey. And that was okay. It was a 15-inch speaker, which was good for gigs, but awful for slap stuff and sort of percussive play. Wasn't great. There you go. You can't go yet, mate. I'm on a live chat. I know. In a minute. In a minute. Kiss, kiss. Tap. Yes, it had a tweeter. Right. Was it Stingray or was it something else? I remember when those came out. So it was around 1992. And they had, again, it was the tweeter, because as you added in brightness and top end, the slap and pluck possibilities were amazing. I remember playing one at, God, that was Rock Bottom in Croydon. They had a rehearsal studio and they fitted out all their rehearsal studios with those Carlsberg Stingray combos. It was amazing. Loved it. I remember thinking, my Cobra's not that good anymore, is it? But it had late 80s technology in it. But you got to start somewhere. Although that wasn't my first combo. My first combo was a custom sound Cub 60 chorus, again bought from Rock Bottom the day after my 16th birthday. Yeah, the Cobra came along in October 89. Next amplifier after that was my Hartkey rig. So, and that was 1992. Yeah. Oh, how the years have passed. Oh, and you had a West Tone Thunder 1. Get you. Yeah, I bet you were all tooled up. Excellent. Excellent. You off? Where you going, Chi? Where you going? Here we are. Just stay with Dad. There we are. Get comfy. Get comfy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. West Tone Thunder 1. West Tones were everywhere back then. Excellent basses. Still are. Still are. Some of them, especially the active ones, are really good. Well, quite sought after because a lot of them came out of the Matsumoku factory along with Aria. And actually, I swear a lot of West Tones are made with the same timber, and some of them have the same electronics. They just go under the West Tone brand. Hello. You've made a mess of my top. It's covered in dog hair. Excellent. You'll be getting a brush tomorrow and a bath. He's got the hump because he needs to go for a wee. You're just going to have to wait a second. Just hold it. Tie a knot in it, darling, and then I'll let you out shortly. Do I remember Marlin basses? Of course. How could I not remember Marlin basses? I had a Marlin Sidewinder. That was my first bass. I bought that from Carl Vandenberg's Musical Instrument Exchange in Tooting, and it was a black sparkle one with the humbucker bridge pickup and the split coil neck pickup. And yeah, I had that until 1990 on my 18th birthday, and I sold it secondhand to a friend and used that money then to go and buy my Fender Precision light that I bought on my 18th birthday. Marlins were everywhere back then. We used to have a free music paper here in the UK called Making Music, which was free to pick up in music stores, and they used to have like the top 5 selling basses, guitars, bass amps, guitar amps, pedals, this and every month the Marlins, Squires were the top selling basses, and actually for a while they were the guitars as well. And then it had all the cheaper amps, so the PV, TKO, TNT. I think there was there. I think it was the TNT and the TKO. Session, I think, was a brand as well. Laney linebackers. Where do you think you're going? You're not walking around my desk. If you need the loo, you're just gonna have to hold it for a minute. Just hold on, mate. Just hold on. Just hold on. And yeah, Marlins were everywhere, and then they kind of just died out. I can't even remember why. Not sure if the brand got bought up or they just fell out of favor. But Hohner were always in that as well. In fact, do you know what? You got my brain going. What happened to Marlin? What happened? Let's have a look. I don't even know. I just remember they kind of petered out. They just sort of disappeared. Who made Marlin guitars? Marlin guitars were sold only in the UK by Welsh distributor British Music Strings, which I'm guessing was JHS. Originally, they were made in East Germany for a short period in 85 before being contracted out to Samick in 86. Okay. Who makes Marlin now? Ruger. The hell is that? Oh, Marlin Firearms, that is. Okay. They were cheap 80s guitars. I've got one, a sharp fit. Pickups are horrible, as is the hardware. I thought the hardware was okay. Doesn't stay in tune. It's a horrible double. No, that was the guitars, right? Here we go. Marlin guitars, ultimate guitar. Let's see if anyone know anything about Marlin. Yeah. I think everyone just gets given these guitars. I got given this one as a project. Now that you say the pickups and hardware are all crap, I might just replace. Right, okay. Back when he told me it was a good make, just old. Well, yeah, but it got a lot of us started. Put it that way. It was driftwood, to be fair, but I so wish I'd saved long so I didn't have to swap it for my chrome. Oh yeah. The neck warped. I had pretty good use of mine. It got me started, and oh, here we go. In detail, right? Oh, I can see all the old Marlin ads. Cool, that takes me back. Below you find an 88 UK advert for Marlin Guitars was part of a drive to maintain the brand's position as a bestseller. Briefly recap, before Squier moved over to Korean production in 87, the Marlin Sidewinder had been virtually unchallenged as outright best-selling guitar in the UK. But after Squier began shipping much cheaper instruments from Korea, the Marlin brand suffered, hence the need to push the guitars hard in adverts. Marlin Loners, yeah, I remember that. Marlin did offer amplifiers, yeah. Marlin Sidewinder. I've covered this model in depth, and I should draw attention to Sidewinder bass model KB34, which also depicted in this advert, came priced at $129, a choice of 5 colours. Notice also how all the Marlin instruments in this ad have body matching headstocks, yeah. Marlin by Hohner. So clearly they got bought out by Hohner. By 1989, British Music Strings had ceased UK distribution of Marlins, and Hohner took over, even branding themselves in, presumably in an attempt to pitch Marlin as a sort of budget super brand. The ad is no longer strictly a Fender copy, but even the combined might of the Hohner and Marlin brands was not enough to reassert the success of the guitars in what was now a very different environment. In Sidewinder's heyday of 86, there was nothing comparable to the Marlins in terms of value and image, but by 89, Korean manufacture had been adopted by most powerful brands, and the likes of Young Chang, source of Korean Squires, were offering their own brand guitars. Okay. Marlin was accordingly reinvented, and the reinvention wasn't going to grab young musicians' attention in the way the mid-80s models had. By spring 1990, Marlin did still have a presence. Marlin Slammer creeping in at number 8, just ahead of the Gibson Les Paul Standard. Marlins had been huge in the 80s, but the Where Are They Now file was now preparing itself for use. Okay, that sounds about right. Because they just disappeared. You didn't see them in the shops anymore, and people didn't want to buy them. Yeah. I have one. Look, I've got video footage of me using one. I've got photos and all sorts, but yeah, it did what it did. It got me on the move. I could have carried on saving up. I probably would have ended up with an Aria Cat, probably the Cat bass. But what I should have, look, with hindsight, what I really should have done was just kept saving. And once I had enough money, gone and bought a Music Man Stingray, because the prices then would have been about 500 quid, 600 quid used, probably even less. And that bass, I'd probably have done loads and loads of gigs with it, and I'd still have it. But there we are. Not to worry. Fulham beat Everton on penalties in the EFL quarterfinals. Middlesbrough won 3-0. Penalties in progress between Chelsea and Newcastle, for those interested. Yeah, Marlins, eh? Woo. Mine was a black sparkle or black glitter finish. It was great. Did what I needed it to do. Got me up and moving. Hohner Jack basses. Yes, that was my second bass. Bought one of those in, October 88. It was the active and passive model in the kind of brown natural finish. 2 humbuckers, select EMGs. Everyone wanted one at that time. They were the thing. If you were a bassist starting out, or you know, you were just coming through the beginning stage into sort of you know, you're getting chops under your fingers. Hohner Jack basses again were everywhere, and they were status copy. There weren't any other status copies prior to the Hohner Jack bass. The Hohner Jack bass started to take off, and then you had the Washburn status, which would have been 88. They started coming out. But I wanted a Hohner Jack. I didn't want a Washburn status. Hohner Jack was great. Looking back, pickups and the tones a little woolly, but the treble on the active EQ had some bite. It was good. Great bass for the money. I think mine was 275, I think. And I basically sold it in 1996 to a friend, actually my flatmate, because I needed the money to pay my rent that month, having turned self-employed and not having a huge amount of gigs. So, and if that bass ever comes up on eBay or anywhere else, and it's either got a big crack on the back or it's still got the electrical black tape, I'm sure it won't have that anymore, that was covering the crack, I know it's mine. Bass memories from yesteryear. It's been a long journey, I can tell you that. That's for sure. Hello, my boy. So here we are. It's just gone 10 past 10 here in London, in the UK. This is Live Chat 69 here on Brooks's Bass Corner. Good to see you. Thank you to everyone for attending this evening. Very much appreciated, of course, as always. So this is the last live chat of 2023. We won't be back for a while. We're going to take a bit of a rest. I say we, it's just me, isn't it? And I'll bring the live chats back when I'm going to look into changing some things, how we broadcast the live chats, how we do it. There might be some hardware, some technology changes as well. See if I can bring a few more sort of name bass players into the fold, get involved either on duo live chats or even just contributing via text. That'd be good. But yeah, loads of new content coming up over the next few weeks and months. New series, podcast coming. Yeah, keep watching, gang. Keep watching. How are we doing? We've got 8 people watching. Okay, I'll give it another 10-15 minutes and maybe we'll wrap this one up early. But if you've got any questions about bass guitars, bass amps, pedals, effects, strings, cleaning materials, how to set a bass up, maybe you've got a problem with your bass, maybe it's not playing properly, got some hardware problems, electronic problems, how to set pedalboard up. Maybe you want some last minute ideas for Christmas presents for the bass player in your life, or maybe even for yourself. Maybe you need to go to friends, family, partners, parents and say, I need these things. Ask me. I'll give you some suggestions. The funny thing is, after the Hohner Jack basses kind of were a big success, the next big thing after that were all of the Music Man Stingray copies, because Red Hot Chili Peppers became the biggest band around along with Nirvana. So you started to see all the Nirvana and grunge influenced looking instruments came out, but you got lots of Stingray copies appearing. I remember that. Suddenly everywhere you looked in a guitar shop had a what you thought was a Music Man bass, but it wasn't, it was a copy. But Music Man inspired one big humbucking pickup in the bridge. Crazy times. Crazy times. Over 30 years ago. It was 33, 32, 33 years ago. I've lived through it, that's for sure. I can remember going to the bass centre quite regularly, the early to mid 90s, and the two bass players, everyone was playing Red Hot Chili Pepper licks and Jamiroquai licks. The whole level 42 thing had kind of started to wane. You just didn't get a lot of players doing that sort of thing, although you'd invariably get the typewriter brigade going for hours in the bass centre. They must have gone through so many sets of strings, having to restring basses that were just completely killed because of all the people using them on Saturdays. Crazy stuff, man. So yeah. So what is everyone's New Year bass resolutions going to be? What are you looking to achieve? What do you want to do? Keith Doherty, do you remember the actual musician sub? Do you mean the Music Man sub, the first ones that had the metal scratch plates? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean the OLPs? But they weren't called subs, I don't think. They were just OLP, official licensed product. Good to see you, Keith. Yeah, the metal ones, the metal plated ones, they're worth a bit now. Always knew they would be, because once they stopped those and then went to what we know as the subs now, you always know anything to do with Music Man is going to kind of become a little collectible in some shape or form. You're right, Chi. What's up? What's up? What's up? What you doing? You're not happy, are you? Not happy at all. Come on. Yeah, those the first subs, because OLP had been there, and then Music Man decided they could do something as good, if not better, for that cheap price. Kind of changed the game. Keith, been listening all night, but in bed sick, unfortunately. Get well soon, sir. Get well soon. There's a lot of sickness about at the moment. I am not convinced that I'm not going to get a phone call this weekend. I reckon there's going to be a few bass players dropping out ill this weekend. And it'll be last minute. Can you do a gig tonight? It's only 250 miles away, but we think if you leave now, you should get here in time. And here's a list of the songs. But I'm not learning anything until there's a gig in the offing. So we'll just see what transpires. It's only Tuesday. I keep feeling like it's Thursday or Friday. It's not. There's days to go yet. And the weekend before Christmas, there's going to be people dropping out. You just know it. Keith, they weren't cheap. Mine still cost 600 quid. Were they really that expensive? The subs? I don't remember that. But you see, back then you didn't have the Sterling by Music Man range. They were the first. These subs were the first proper cheap budget Music Mans. But you see, back then, I picked up my 4-string Stingray second hand for 600 quid. So, you know, a sub back then for 600, that was a bit cheeky. But then look who's smiling now, Keith. If you've still got it, it's probably worth quite a bit more than that. So, good on you. That's right. There you go. Oh, I can't believe it. Chelsea have beaten Newcastle in the EFL Cup. Criminal. Oh dear. Eddie Howe might be for the high jump. He might. Yeah, gear that's come and gone. There's been a lot. Over my playing time, there's been a lot. Really. There was a time when Hohner had a really great portfolio of guitars and basses. Some really good stuff. I remember my cousins had a lead ST graphite 6-string guitar, which was like a super strat, humbucker in the bridge, 2 single coils, and a graphite neck, a Moses graphite neck. And that's what it shipped with. And it was only like 250 quid, I think. They had really good range. And then I cannot remember why Hohner just kind of dropped off a cliff. Again, you just didn't see it. Maybe it was the Korean Squire thing and they upped their game. But some of the features on the Hohner stuff back then was great. I've actually got a load of flies. I need to put you down for a second. I'm sorry, mate. I've got to put you down. Just hold on. Just hold on a minute. I've got a flyer here. Catalogue flyer. Let me get it out. I think it's here. Right, let me do this before. Hopefully, won't send a load of stuff crashing to the floor. Hold on, Charlie. Hold on. Let me see. Just wait, mate. Just wait. Oh God, this might or might not work. I've got 2 of them here. Let's see. This is the problem. My room is such a mess. Right, that's all Fender stuff. It's got to be in there, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. From years ago. Oh dear. Now this might not be the right box. I know there's one more box of flyers, so just bear me a minute. It could be this, or it might not be. Old flyers and catalogues. Bear with me a minute. Oh, we've got an old Warwick one. There's an old Ernie Ball one. There's a Mark bass one. There's an old PV one, which has got all the old effects units. Chapman stick. PV bass effects. Sterling by Music Man. That's a more recent thing. Bass Center Elites. Oh, that could be handy for the old Barry interview. Woohoo! What's that? A Sandberg, EBS, another EBS, SWR, Status Graphite, another Status Graphite, one of the old GB catalogues, another Status, a Padula one, Yamaha, another Yamaha, EBS, EBS, Toneworks. All right, hold on. Trace. Here's the Hohner one coming up. Spectre, another Spectre. Here we go. Look at the quality of this. Look at that. That's the quality of the guitars they were putting out. Lock-in trems, lock-in nuts, bass, like a jazz, but that had the same circuit as the Jack. But if I open this up, so all these really lovely features they had. And then I used to pore over this. Look at that. All the Steinberger influence stuff, guitars and basses. They had some really good guitars. And then for some reason it just all died out. I remember sort of mid-90s you just stopped seeing Hohner stuff. And actually a lot of this doesn't really turn up on eBay. One of those seems to keep doing the rounds. Someone did took the actives out and made it passive. I've seen a couple of them go as active on eBay, but not very often. I'm tempted to buy one. If one comes up cheap, I might buy it. Got a Lembic thing. How about this? Wow, flyer. I actually had loads of stuff like this. Someone ran off with it. A guy I used to teach, I lent him a couple of Trace Elliott catalogues and he ran off with them. Never heard from him again. ESP, Ernie Ball, retail price sheet from Kubicki, 1994. Some Kubicki flyers. All stuff I've accrued over the years. Rotor Sound, Aguilar. Oh, that's a fairly hefty Warwick catalogue. What year is that? Oh no, it's because it's two of them, two separate different ones. That is, God, I don't even know what year that is. Cripes, whole load of stuff. What finishes they did. Yeah, and then that one, can't remember when. That would have been post about 2001. Oh, it's got all the amplification in as well. Probably 2001 because it's got the infinities on. Got a load of these, the old Bass Center bass lines, it was called. Really good reeds. Whoever put these together, they were great. Prices. You want me to read out some prices? So that's got to be summer 98. This will make you cry. Bass amp. How about a Trace Elliott GP11? It's got to be set. Oh, X Tour stock, 195 quid. Probably not too dissimilar to now. Status 4-string, Empathy, headless, 1275. Lakeland Deluxe 94, 2,350. Eden stuff. We've got on here. Charlie, just hold on, mate. Just hold on a minute. It's just so. Alembic. See if we can find a Series 2 in there. There is. Series 2 4-string. That's the X Mark King one, owned by John Randall, that was in the It's Over video. Sold for 4,100 quid. You want a used Series 2 Cocobolo LEDs, 3,250. Yes, darling. I know. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So that's prices. Are you coming back up on your bed? Yeah, are you coming on? Come on, come on. Good boy. There we go. So yeah, I need to go through some of that stuff. There's some useful stuff there for videos, I would say. Keith, I've got two Hohner basses, the Jack Custom and the B Bass 5. Great basses. Great basses. Great basses. Held their value if they haven't gone up. I think they have gone up. Jack basses went for a bit of a resurgence a year or two ago. So, yeah. Good purchases, sir. Okay, we're coming up at 10:30. I think we're going to wind it down around about 10:30. So I'm going to start saying my thank you. So, look, guys, girls, thank you very much for all the support this year. It's been very much appreciated. The channel's going from strength to strength. There's going to be loads of new content coming up. Just keep watching the channel. Hit the subscribe button. Get your friends to hit the subscribe button. Feel free to share the videos across social media. It all helps. I can't do it without you. So, you know, your help, your encouragement, the super thanks, the super chat payments, all very helpful. Buying the merchandise, fabulous. Thank you for all that. There'll be some new merch coming in the new year. Steffi, before you close the chat, I'd like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, Mike. Thank you. Been a rough year for me too, losing my beloved aunt due to lung cancer in October, etc. I hear you. Yeah, it's been a horrible year in that respect, and losing my father-in-law, his first Christmas obviously without him. And we've said it's going to be so weird. Boxing Day is not going to be like any Boxing Day we've ever had, because the big thing was always my father-in-law and mother-in-law would come to us for Boxing Day, and we'd do all the food and have them over here as well as neighbours and what have you. And he's not going to be here. So it's a period of adjustment, I think is the best way to put it. Steffi, have a great Christmas. Look after yourself. We'll see you in 2024. All of you, have a great Christmas. Have a great New Year. I hope you get lots of presents, things that you want. Please be safe. Don't do anything stupid, because this is the time of year for idiots to be about causing trouble. So take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, stay healthy. See you in 2024. I don't know when the next live chats will be, but just keep an eye on the social media, keep an eye on the channel. I'll make a big announcement when we're doing them. Don't worry about that. Keep an eye out for the new content. Keep an eye out for the impromptu live chats. I might do one before the end of the week. You never know. And during the Christmas period, if I can see loads of people are busy and watching videos and what have you, I could well sort of run an impromptu live chat. But it's been great. Thank you so much for all your support this year, especially on the live chats. It's nice. We've got a lovely little community here, and hopefully when we come back with the live chats, it will be a step up. We'll do it slightly differently perhaps, and yeah, let's see where the channel goes in 2024. Stacey, the first year without loved ones at the holidays is tough. You all take care of yourselves. We'll do. Martin, Merry Christmas, everyone. Looking forward to catching up again in the new year. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Stacey. Thank you, Steffi, Keith, Blame Lewis. But by giving me a chance to talk, Neil, you really made my year. My pleasure. I'm a huge fan. Getting in contact with him was definitely a highlight in 2023, and I owe it all to you. No problem. Stacey, tough is an understatement. I hear you. Any of the others of you, Russ, if you're there, Martin, we've said hello to. David Gill, Cognitive Bert went. Yeah, any of you are left and I haven't said good night to, then take care of yourselves. Have a great Christmas, great New Year. I'll see you on the other side. But keep watching the channel. There's loads coming up this week and next week. I will make sure it's all happening. So take care of yourselves. Have a fabulous festive period. Stay healthy. Look after yourselves. See you in 2024. Thank you very much for everything this year. It's been a blast. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.